So, what would you do if your parents just suddenly went missing, didn't leave a note, and weren't able to call back because the phones were dead? What would you do? That is my number one question I had to ask all you guys for this video at the beginning. Hey everyone, it's Russell, and today I got another R.L. Stine Fear Street book review video for you guys today, and this is another classical Fear Street book. It's book number 4 in the original series of 51 books that R.L. Stine has written in, like, I think 1900s, maybe a little bit before that. Anyways, yeah, this is book 4 in the original series called Missing. Yes, this is also a mass market paperback copy of the book that I have, just like The Dare that I did a review of on my channel a little while ago, I think, yesterday maybe. Yeah, Missing. This was one of the... Oh, my chair's making, like, squeaky noise. Right there. There we go. Sorry about that. I had to move my chair a little bit because it's squeaking, rubbing against the wall back there. But anyways, Missing. I got a lot of thoughts about this book. As I was saying before, this is one of the first Fear Street books I've ever got. I also got this copy off of Amazon for a pretty decent price, just in very, very terrible beat-up condition. The spine, as you can see there, is just terrible condition. The words are kind of like printed like a little higher up on the spine, which is also kind of weird. But also I had to put Scotch A45 book tape all over the covers of this book too, just to keep the covers on, you know, because I think they were about to come off, and I thought the spine was about to crack and everything like that. But yeah, other than that, everything else about it is good, except for the extreme yellowing in the pages. I think I mentioned that before in one of my other videos. But yeah, Missing. As I said, I got a lot of thoughts about this book. It has always been a book that I always wanted to pick up. The first time I looked it up and done research about it, when I first started getting into Fear Street, I think earlier this year. Yeah. So, did I love this book? No, I actually did not love this book, unfortunately. This book was so frustrating, in my opinion, in a lot of ways, which I'm going to get to without spoilers, of course. Yeah, I did not fall in love with this book as I thought I would. Unlike The Dare, which I absolutely love that book, and also The Prom Queen, which, yeah, I just didn't really like either. Like this one, I like this one a lot more than Prom Queen, but it's almost one of my least favorite Fear Street books, I'd say. It's a below average book for me out of the, like, very few that I've read. I've read more than this one and The Dare and The Prom Queen, but they were all library copies, so, you know, I'll have to do reviews on those soon, too, but yeah, Missing. I'm going to tell you straight up why I did not like this book. The setup, it takes place in normal, good old Shadyside again, of course, Fear Street. So the setup was kind of okay, you know, the mystery. I thought this book was going to have an outstanding mystery, but it just didn't. It had a lot of clues to it. It basically only had one main huge red herring in this book. And that's all I'm going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you this particular character's name. But, yeah, there's really no other suspects at all besides this particular character who is an extreme red herring in this book. And there's also another character who is friends with him, I think, named Dr. I forgot his name. Sorry. Yeah, those two. Mostly this one character here is like the biggest red herring in this book that you always suspect most of the time in this book, thinking like, oh yeah, he's the killer, he he kidnapped these two kids' siblings' parents. But apparently it wasn't like that. Yeah, the mystery was just so bogged down. It was terrible. It was not fun to read. It was very frustrating, and I was not satisfied by it to the end, and I did not like it at all. I did not think it was fun either. Yeah, that's basically mostly why I do not like this book. Yeah, especially the middle. I'm talking the middle right here. The middle was so boring. It completely left that mystery aspect behind and was just like clue searching. Like, yeah, that's part of the mystery, but it was also kind of done really terrible. Um, it was just horribly well written, not well written. And also the characters just going to this particular place where they think their parents work at to try to find them. That's basically all they're doing in the entire middle of the book, and it drags so heavily, and it's so boring. And the mystery does not pick up again until near the very end, which I'm going to tell you is absolutely bonkers. I mean, just crazy, bizarre, bonkers. And I'm going to tell you something else. This book was very intense. I never expected this Fear Street book to be as intense as it is. But oh man, if you don't like the idea of your parents being kidnapped, then this book would not be for you. It is very intense. It shocked me. It surprised me a lot. There is quite a bit of gore in this book. There's not a high body count like in The Prom Queen, especially. That's one of the only Fear Street books that I've read so far that has the highest body count. But this one is more intense than that one, and The Dare, being one of the earliest books to ever come out. And also it has a cuss word in it. So I do not like that aspect. I hate cussing. Ugh. This book just was not a really clean book for me. It was just so messy. It was not clean. It kind of had some dirty content in it. I'm going to tell you that right now. There's some really dirty content in it that I did not like, especially for a 14-year-old. And these books came out in the for ages 12 to 14 and up. But yeah, still as a 14-year-old, this book it's so disturbing. And I liked the book, but I did not love it at all, if that makes any sense. Anyways, the plot, after all that gambling, we're going to start off with the plot. Anyways, so the main plot and premise of this book, basically you have two siblings, Mark and Kara, which I'm also going to tell you right now, these two particular siblings gotten along so exceptionally well. They work together to solve the mystery all the time throughout this book, and it's so great to see. They gotten along the entire book, trying to help out each other and all that stuff. It's just really great to see a great sibling dynamic done here in this book. Yeah, that aspect was pretty nice. And yeah, they just come home one night. Well, no, they're just like in their house one night waiting for their parents to come home. They don't come home. Like after they throw a party, they've been missing for 3 days. Blah, 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 blah. And then they suspect their mysterious cousin, who's named Roger, who seems to be spying on them, who seems to be doing all these weird stuff. They suspect if he actually kidnapped their parents. I almost said characters, but parents. And they suspect if he actually did harm to them. And I thought that was really nice, especially for the setup, but the rest of the book, no, it didn't do it for me. Yeah, as I said, the ending was the most craziest part of the whole book. Yeah, that's basically all I want to say about this book. I don't want to say any more just because of how much I do not like this book. yeah, the mystery's just so weak in this book. Everything, nearly everything in this book is just so weak. So, yeah, missing was just whatever. Anyways, guys, that finishes my review here, book review video here for you guys. So, comment down below, subscribe down below, and I'll see you again in my next videos. Take care.